All right, so I'm coming on here just to vent a little bit and to give you guys a little bit of information in case you're ever in the position that I'm in now, and I don't know, you will be. So I've got one of these. This is a Canon EOS R, right? The original first mirrorless camera that Canon came out with. I use it for like my top-down shots and just random stuff. I usually have it rigged up here in the studio because I don't need to take it with me. I have my R5, which is over here doing what I wanted this to do, and I'm going to tell you what the problem is. All right, so come with me and I'll show you what's going on here. I am 3D printing, and I've got, see that little guy right there, that little dongle or whatever you want to call it. Well, that is the time-lapse module for the 3D printer. So what it does is it Bluetooth connects to a camera, tells it to close the shutter every time that motor docks over here. So you get a nice clean time lapse, just like this. Well, here's my problem with that. So I used this camera for a very long time, the EOS R. And I used the 5D Mark IV before that, the 7D before that, going way back. I always thought that Canon just had really, really bad Bluetooth or wireless connection issues. I just kind of like chalked that up to, hey, I'm gonna have to deal with that, right? And it was no different. So I tried to hook up the Bluetooth module with this, it connected, and it worked for 2 or 3 shots, and then nothing, went away. Repaired it, did it a whole bunch of times, unplugged that, reset this, the whole mess. It was just a mess. So anyway, I was like, you know what? Let me just check it out. Maybe it's my camera. Maybe it's the firmware. Well, firmware is up to date for Canon. So I grabbed my R5. I'm like, this is extreme overkill for doing a time lapse on a 3D print, but let me just try it to see if it works. Lo and behold, it works. So I am now using an R5 with a 24 mil 1.4 to do time lapses, and I just it's crazy overkill for me. Does anybody know if there's a workaround for this? I know that this is an old camera, and this is just kind of like my studio workhorse. I don't like shooting with it, particularly because of the crop factor when I'm shooting in 4K. It does a 1.6, or it might even be a little bit more than a 1.6 crop when I'm doing 4K. Right now, I'm using the V1. It's super easy. I am using the mic because my air conditioner over there, right? The bearings are going out in it, and it's super loud. And if you hear that noise in the background, I don't think you can hear it because I have my audio set right. I hope that you can't hear it, but it drives me up the wall. Anyway, that's why I'm using the external microphone. The microphone on this camera is great, but when I've got crap going on in the background, I can't deal with it. Anyway, I guess moral of the story, point of the story is I don't know. Does anybody have a fix for the connection issues on the EOS R? Because the R5 works, but I'm not using a $5,000 setup for time lapses. It's crazy. I'll use this camera if it'll work. That little cyber brick that plugs into the Bambu Studio A1, it has the 2.5 millimeter jack, so I can wire it in. I did order that. I have a remote shutter, but apparently the old DSLRs have a different connection. It's a little square. Hold on. So apparently the old DSLRs had this connection. I don't know. I got a remote trigger that I used on those. Got the right end on here, but this end plugs into this, so it's not going to do anything for me. I don't know. This is my little rant. Canon, I'm glad you're doing better. I'm complaining about a almost 10-year-old camera. Maybe it's just time for an upgrade. Let's see, 70. C50 looks. That C50 looks quite nice. Further note, just to update 3D printing, stuff's going well. Got a little Flying Dutchman. Got some little sailfish. These are all for a friend client. More axolotls, and of course, President Loki's horns, helmet, whatever you want to call it. I did print out the housing for the little time-lapse guy, and right now I'm printing out another one of my logos. So I put it on the wall thinking that, hey, maybe it'll be in the back of my photos or my videos right there. But when I'm sitting here, see my big self, you can't see it. So I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Maybe I'm gonna put it over there, so you know, like my time lapses, you can see it. Or maybe when I'm sitting here, I'll stick it over here, maybe over there. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a crazy video. If you stayed till the end and watched me rant, kudos to you. I appreciate it. You guys are the real ones. I'll catch you in the next one.